Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today I'm doing a super minimal look, and I'm going to be using no brushes at all. So everything I'm going to be doing is with my fingertips or the applicator that is built on to the product that I'm using. So I'm going to get right into it. This is going to be kind of a summer day, kind of simple, minimal look. I'm going to start out with a little bit of primer. This is the Smashbox Light Primer. I love this primer. I am using this because I'm not going to be using any brushes, so therefore I can't be using any powders. So I'm not going to be setting my face with a powder, so I'm going to want to use a primer underneath the foundation, or really the Tinted Moisturizer that I'm going to be using to make sure that it stays on my skin for as long as possible. I'm just going to start by squeezing out a small amount of this onto my fingertips, patting it onto my skin, mostly in my T-zone, and then kind of blending it outwards towards the perimeters of my face. But I'm really just keeping this right on the T-zone, where I'm going to get a little bit oily towards the center of the forehead, the nose, and on the chin. I'm going to be placing a little bit of eye primer under my eyes as well, just to keep my concealer there as long as possible and keep it from creasing as well. I'm also going to take this around my nose so the concealer sticks there as well. This one is from Urban Decay. It's their original eyeshadow primer potion. It's the bomb. I'm just using my fingertips to apply a very, very, very thin layer of this. Because I'm applying everything with my fingertips, I'm going to go ahead and use a tinted moisturizer instead of a foundation, just because it's going to be a little bit easier to blend in. This is from Cargo. It's their tinted moisturizer SPF 20 in the shade Ivory. I believe this is the lightest shade that they do. It's a little bit dark for me in the wintertime, but in the summer it does match pretty well. I'm going to be using as little of this as possible. I really just kind of want to even everything out, make everything look a little bit more perfected, but I still want it to look like my skin. I don't want it to look like I have a bunch of makeup on. This is kind of a super minimal look. This look could be done in 5 minutes, which is great. I don't want it to be cakey or full coverage or look like too much makeup. I just want it to be very minimal, very easy looking, and just look like nice skin. I'm taking my time to make sure this is super ultra blended. I don't want any lines, I don't want any kind of patchiness or any kind of anything going on. I want it to look as seamless as possible and blend right into my regular skin without looking like makeup. If you have a little bit of a blemish showing through or a little bit of darkness or discoloration showing through, don't worry, you can always go in with an extra bit of concealer, which I'm about to do now under my eyes. The concealer that I'm choosing today is from Maybelline. This is their Fit Me Concealer. You've seen me use this 100 times. This one is great because it never looks like too much. You can really build it up and it still looks pretty skin-like. I'm using the shade 15 Fair, which I believe is the lightest shade, but it's just going under my eyes and it's going to brighten up that area without looking like a heavy highlight. Once you've blended that out and you've got the coverage where you want it, it's time to put a little bit of color back into the skin. I'm going to be using a liquid, or technically a gel bronzer. This is from Clinique. Other companies do them as well. I know that Becca Cosmetics does one, It Cosmetics does one, Stila does one, so they're out there. I even think some people at the drugstore, or some companies at the drugstore, are doing these now, but this is the one from Clinique. It's for men, and it's the non-streak bronzer, and it's a gel. This, I'm just going to be applying a tiny, this is so pigmented, you don't need a lot, tiny drop to my fingertips, and applying that to the top of my cheekbones and kind of up into the hairline, just to mimic where the sun would naturally hit me. You can see I put the tiniest amount on the back of my hand, and this is really going to be enough, I think, to get my whole face done. I love these gel and liquid bronzers because they're so multi-use. You can use them mixed in with your moisturizer just to kind of give your skin a little subtle glow. You can mix it with a lighter foundation to kind of give it more of a summer kind of deeper color. You can use it over top of your makeup like I did just now as a traditional bronzer, and you can even mix it with body lotion and use it on your body as well. I just love how natural it looks on the skin. It doesn't really look like makeup. It's very sheer, but still packs a punch of color. It does look like a nice natural tan on the skin, and that's why this is one of my must-haves for summer. For a little bit more color on the cheeks and a little bit of a highlight, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Silver Lake Sunset LA Light. Oh my gosh, this is the longest name. Smashbox LA Lights Blendable Lip and Cheek Color in the shade Silver Lake Sunset. And this is just like a little crayon stick. You can color it right onto the area of your face that you want it, and then use your fingertips to blend out. And it's just that fast, and it gives a nice bit of color, but it's also got kind of a wet look sheen to it as well, which is really nice. I'm also taking a dot of this right on the center of my nose and blending kind of down and out because I want it to really mimic the effect that the sun would have on my skin. I really want to look sun-kissed and natural and not made up, and I think that this is a great product for that because it does blend out so seamlessly. It never looks like blush, it just kind of looks like natural blush. And lots of companies do like a little stick blush like this, which is great. I know Maybelline has their Master Glaze things, and Tarte has their cheek stains, so anything like that you can just kind of tap on the cheek and blend out with your fingertips. I'm going to go ahead and moisturize my lips right now. This is the Cooling Lip Oil from Yes to Coconuts. I love this because it's super slim and it fits right in your pocket and it doesn't kind of interfere with your life or kind of, it's not bulky at all, which is great, but the product inside this is actually pretty amazing. You put this on and it kind of sinks in, but it still leaves a little bit of slip on your lips. And it feels cool. It's not tingly, but it does kind of give you that cool minty feel. And the hydration lasts. You don't have to reapply this 16 times a day. You can just kind of put it on and let it soak in, and it gives you pretty good moisture for a few hours. When I apply this, I like to use my fingertips to really massage it into the lips. I find that it penetrates a lot better that way and gives you the most bang for your buck. For the lashes, I'm going to keep it super simple and just give them a quick curl. You can go ahead and apply a mascara if that's what you're into. Today, I think I'm just going to leave them just curled, but it's up to you. I think that curling your lashes gives them a nice, wide, awake, fresh look. You don't really necessarily need mascara on them unless you have super short lashes, but even then, curling them makes them look a lot bigger and thicker. For my brows, I'm going to start out with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Blonde. If you've got thick brows or pretty great brows already, you can go ahead and skip brows altogether, or you could use a clear brow gel just to set them. I'm going to use the blonde one just because it gives them a little bit of color and helps to define the shape, and then I'm going to use a little bit of pencil afterwards just to make sure the arch of my brow looks as even to the other brow as possible. Once the brows are on, the look is essentially done. I would normally go ahead and spray my face with a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. This is the bomb, however, I have finished mine. There's like maybe one squirt left in there. So yeah, I would normally just spray that on just to keep it, you know, locked in, and again, powder-free and brush-free. I absolutely love this look. I think it is great for super simple summer days. You could wear this to pretty much anything. It would look great at work, life, shopping, a barbecue, going to a theme park, literally any activity that you want to look presentable and a little more polished, but you don't really want to put on foundation and powder and concealer and highlight and contour, and you don't really want to do it all up. You kind of want to just look a little bit more like a more perfected version of yourself. I also think this no makeup look does pair really well with a nice statement lip. I think it's really fun to kind of leave everything else pretty blank, pretty neutral, and then pop like bright lips on, or even like a bold brow or a bright liner, just to kind of play up the nothingness of the rest of your makeup. I think the contrast is really cool. Alright, and this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I feel like it's been like literally so long since I've actually sat down and done like a talk through tutorial. So if you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future summery themed videos. I feel like I need to do a couple more looks. I feel like I'm going to do something different than I've ever done with my look tutorials on here. So if you want to see something different and wild and crazy, make sure you give this a thumbs up and let me know below what you want to see. If you are not already, go ahead and click on my face right now to subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe to my channel, you will be alerted every Monday and Thursday when I post a new video. I post at about 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. You can also check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I post links to my videos there as well. Both of those things are at JonJonTalks, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Just because, you know what I mean? Like, if I just spend $300 million and then I'm like poor.
Wait, how much?
I don't know. It just
the lottery.
Just says the lottery.
Oh, the lottery. So that's what you do?